Hello everyone, I'm in gym gear mode. Just dropped my daughter off to dance. I'm sitting in the parking lot and decided to put this quick video together for you guys because quite often I get the question of how did I get to where I am, where did I start, etc., etc. And I try to get back to everyone as quickly as I can in the DMs and the emails, but I don't want to leave anything behind. So I said, well, let me just go ahead and do a video and lay it all out for you guys. Okay. Now, I want to stress the importance of going through the stage of self-exploration. Like, that is a stage that you cannot skip, miss none of that. And I try to tell people, like, don't just go off of what you feel is going to give you pay you the most money. Don't just go off of what's going to pay you the most money, because you can end up landing a job somewhere and then end up absolutely hating your job because you don't like all the intricate details of the job and what you need to do in that certain position. So I'm a revenue integrity coding analyst, and it requires reading a lot of data, looking at a lot of spreadsheets, talking to a lot of the VPs and directors and managers of different departments and whatnot. And you may not necessarily want to do that, and you don't have to be in a position like I'm in to make a lot of money. There's a lot of different positions in the healthcare industry, in health information management and health information technology, that you can have a position that's a high paying job. It doesn't necessarily have to be coding. It can be something completely different. So I say that it's best to find something that closely aligns to your personality type and your natural God-given ability and talent. So just a little backstory on me. So before I went to college, I had always said to myself that I wanted to be a criminal investigator, right? I wanted to be a criminal investigator because I was really good at, research and stuff. So I said I wanted to get into criminal justice, right? But in the back of my head, I wanted job security, and I just did not feel like a career in criminal justice was going to provide me with that. That's what I personally thought. So I had to sit down with myself and say, well, if it's not going to be criminal justice, then what is it that you're going to do? And so I said, well, healthcare. And I knew I didn't want to do anything that was hands-on care, so I'm like, administrative, right? And so that's how I ended up attending DeVry and getting my degree in health information technology, and ultimately getting the RHIT credential. And so once I got that, I was ready to hit the ground running. I came up with a whole game plan, and it was this personality assessment that I took that helped you out with your career. It pretty much told you what type of careers closely align with your personality type. And along the lines of that, it was so strange because criminal investigator was one of the career types that showed up as a close match with my personality type. So what I did was I basically found different career paths that I could take within the healthcare industry that closely aligned with that, because that was something that was to my core that I did naturally and that I naturally had a passion for. And so that's how I ultimately ended up in being a revenue integrity coding analyst. The positions that I went after were very strategic: health information specialist, patient service coordinator, revenue cycle manager, revenue integrity specialist, revenue integrity coding analyst. In that order, that's the way that it went up. I had a plan of action. I knew exactly what I wanted to do, where I was trying to get to in my career, and I went after those positions. I knew that I wanted a position that would allow me to be able to work 100% remotely, which is what I get to do now. That was something that was very important to me because it allows me to spend more time with my family. I have a daughter who's in dance. Like I said, right now she's in dance, and it's very demanding with the time, and it's very expensive also. But I needed a job that allowed me that flexibility to be able to be at the dance studio anywhere between 10, 15, 20 hours a week. So once you go through this stage of self-exploration, it makes it easier for the next step for you to be able to identify what the requirements of your employer is to you. You know, the employer has requirements for you, right? For you to get hired. Well, you should also have requirements for your employer as well. Don't just go after any job. Go after the jobs that you want. Go after the organization that's going to fulfill you also on your end, because you have a life too, right? There has to be a good work-life balance. So therefore, you should be looking for potential employers that match what your requirements are. But first, you have to go through that stage of self-exploration. Once you do that, then you know exactly which type of employers that you're looking for, right? So once you go through self-exploration, now you know what your employer requirements are, what you require of your employer. Now you can go after, there's like 20 plus different job sectors and organizations within the healthcare industry that you can go after as a RHIT. A lot of people go straight for the doctor's offices and emergency rooms and hospitals and stuff like that. There's so much more. You can go after government jobs. You can go after fertility clinics. You can go after blood banks. I mean, there's so many different places. You have to really think outside of the box. And if you're only thinking about hospitals and doctors' offices, you are limiting the amount of positions that I don't want to say that you qualify for, but you're limiting the amount of opportunities that you have out there for yourself. There's so many different organizations that you can apply to, and I have a list of these different organizations inside of my career strategy workbook, right? And so once you go from there, you got to know the search terms. You got to know the job search terms that you want to look for. Don't just type in RHIT. Don't just type in health information management. There's certain words and keywords that you have to use to find jobs. Like you would think that it could all be under one umbrella, but it isn't. There could be a position that you qualify for, and maybe they didn't use RHIT in their job description or their requirements that they posted up. But it's something that you very much will qualify for. You still want to look all the way around so that you don't miss any opportunities that's out there for you. So once you have the self-exploration done, you know what your job requirements are, you have the different job industries and job sectors that you could look for work in, then you have all the job search terms as far as finding a position. Now you got to take action. You have to take massive action. Like I say that quite often in the videos that I post. Look, you have to take action. It's so important. So just remember this: your plan, your writing, your action equals your success. If you're doing all of these things, you are going to be successful. It's inevitable. Okay, if you're not doing nothing, then that's exactly what you're going to get. The results you're going to get is nothing. But once you have a plan of action in place, the rest is history. So being a new RHIT, or say you've already taken the exam and it's been 6 months, it's been a year, and you haven't been able to find a job yet, or even if you've already been in the field and you're just looking for a career change, I know how difficult it can be sometimes coming up with a plan, or knowing where to look, or how to do certain things. I know exactly what you're feeling because I've been there before. And basically what I did is I took my own experience and I put it all down in a career strategy workbook for RHITs because I've been there before. I remember going on interviews and telling people that I'm an RHIT, and they're like, what's that? And I had to actually explain to them this credential. But after I did that, they was in love with me. So if you're having problems coming up with your own career plan, make sure that you grab a copy of mine. I have it available. Just click the link. I'm not sure if you're looking at this on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, or YouTube, but wherever you are, just click the link and go ahead and grab a copy of it and save yourself some time, okay? And make sure that you hit the post notifications so that you don't miss a beat. Until next time.